ABVG were not SEC delinquent. So we're going to do it again right from the top. There's 2 levels of darkness. One of the levels is SEC delinquent. And that is when you are not keeping up your reporting. Thank you. Not keeping up your reporting with the Securities and Exchange Commission. You've decided to maintain being a reporter with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and you've not kept up it's Capri Sun, yeah. You've not kept up your filings with them. And if you are a stock that's in that situation, then they can halt your ticker from trading and send it to the gray market simply if they don't like your face. Okay? The reason they will give you is that you have not filed your quarterly reports, which is your obligation, your duty as an SEC reporter. Okay? That's number one. Now, these 2 are a more unique risk because they're dark and defunct. They're not SEC delinquent. So they have gone through the process of filing a 1512G and or 1512G. You can go into it and see you got 1515D and the different ones like that, but they're all the same. Notice of termination of registration of Section 12G, which is saying to the SEC, we do not want to report to you any longer. We're opting out because for whatever reason, we only want to file to OTC markets. We cannot afford to deal with audits, any number of reasons. But that makes it that the SEC has to have a good reason to halt the ticker. Okay, so what happens with SEC delinquent tickers is that any time it's gone. But filing the 1512G or the 1515D to deregister from SEC reporting does not mean it can't get halted. It can still get halted by the SEC for egregious pumping, lying, fraud on the part of the company, fraud on the part of retail investors pumping and lying, any number of reasons. And in the case of odor, and ABVG, that's exactly what it was. These companies had no type of reporting whatsoever, but they were being pumped and pushed and lied about, and the SEC said enough. So remember this. OTC Markets is not a regulatory body, it's a corporation. And the SEC can pull rank on those tickers at any time over OTC Markets. So all the lies that you're hearing, well, they filed, you know what, they verified their profile with OTC Markets. Doesn't matter to the SEC. Okay, well, I saw they reinstated in Nevada or Wyoming. Doesn't matter to the SEC. If the SEC feels there's something fishy going on dark and defunct tickers, they're going to shut it right down. If the SEC doesn't like the way an SEC delinquent ticker smells on a Monday, they'll shut it right down. Okay, so the probability of this happening is higher, SEC delinquent halts, but it does not mean you are 100% protected with a dark and defunct security, which is why you have to get into the DDs, get into the activity. And we saw on a couple tickers today, you know, that there are ones where they've got SOS activity. They're actively doing things with the shell behind the scenes, which may help a little bit. But you never, ever really escape the risk. And that's why you have to ask yourself, where am I getting my information? Is my information coming 100% from tweets and pumpers and front loaders? Or is my information coming from, you know, realistic DD, company website, you know, changes to the SOS? Is it something that isn't front loaded? That's the big one. That's always your tell with these things. Was it loaded up before I heard about it, or did it happen organically? And you know what? There's a million shades of gray to this. But at the end of the day, ABVG and odor, there was nothing going on here at all. It was just pumping. And same with UNGs. There was nothing going on here at all. Completely delinquent. Completely delinquent. So those are the two tiers. And
hey, is it real?
You know, because the SEC doesn't take these things lightly. You know, like in the case of BRNW, for instance. You know, they would probably look into the fact that this guy bought the shell, moved it to Wyoming, and then they would be able to look into it and say, okay, you know what, this looks like this guy's really doing something with this shell, and people have discovered it. Therefore, that's how a dark and defunct security would work, right? That's been the trade on these for years, as opposed to hearing an IMO, I'm hearing a big runner IMO.
Is this legit?
The big runner
hey, is it real?
Know any good chats? What chat are you in?
You know? So ask yourself the question, can I point to one single thing that is a change here, or am I buying a true pump? And the SEC's putting the hammer down, and I intend not to be touched by it. So that's that. If you are new here and you're holding some stuff that you bought in chat rooms that you're not sure about, reach out. Let's get it figured out. Okay? I got time. I'm here. I'm in this basement. Reach out. Okay? You don't need to lose everything. That's that.